Alright, now this right here is not a regular video. The shit you about to see can only come from a pro. If you don't believe me, then check his KD. Welcome everybody to Nate Gould's VGT. You know you need to check it, son.
What's going on, guys? Nate Gould here. Today I'm playing a little bit of Modern Warfare 2. I don't remember the score. It'll probably pop up at the end of the game. I came in late, but I don't have a lot of time, and I want to teach you guys something. I want to teach you guys a little life lesson that I learned the hard way the other day, and that life lesson is you should be careful when you road rage. They talk about in school when I was younger that you have to be careful because sometimes people get pissed and start following you around and try to kill you. So I'm going to tell you what kind of happened to me real quick. We were in a rush. I had not eaten yet. We're trying to stop and get something to eat before we got more things to do. And there's this guy in front of us not taking a turn. We're about to get stuck in a huge hole, like a huge-ass line of traffic. So I'm screaming at him. I'm trying to honk the horn. Heather's not letting me. I'm so pissed off. Like, I'm screaming at this guy. Then finally, like, he starts turning, and as he's turning, we just followed him through. And the entire turn, I just flipped him off. I was so pissed off. This guy was driving like a little Nancy boy. So we go into McDonald's, and this douche, he pulls up. I'm gonna start cursing a lot here so I can give you the actual story. This douche, he pulls up. First of all, he's like a 40-year-old dude. I'm like 20 years old. So you can understand how pathetic it is if, you know what I mean? Like if he was in his 20s and he came up and he's like, yo, let's do this, it'd be one thing. That's something guys of my age would do. When you got like some pathetic 40-year-old old dude, like his little chihuahua in the car, and he comes up and he's like, what's the problem? And I'm like, you're driving like a little bitch. I was like, speed up on your turns. I don't feel like getting stuck in traffic because you can't drive. And so he's getting pissed off at me. He goes, oh, you're from New York? Why don't you go back to Syracuse and jerk off, hop over the border, jerk off in New Jersey, hop back over, and hop back over to New York. And I was like, why would I jerk off in New Jersey, you moron? And then, since he realized how dumb his freaking comment was, he got so pissed. He was like, because I beat his insult. Because if you've ever tried to talk shit to me, all I do is just expose how stupid your insults are. So now he's getting like super pissed. He goes, oh, why don't you pull over and we'll fight? I was like, First of all, let me just explain something. You cannot just fight somebody. If you get in a bar fight, maybe the owner will be cool and stuff like that because you're both being a drunk and idiot and he'll kick you out. But if you're in the middle of a McDonald's parking lot where they always have cameras, it's probably, and if you didn't know, McDonald's down here, there's always lines all the way around the store. So you have a bunch of witnesses. There's no way, there's just no way. You're not going to get away with it. And honestly, for being flipped off because you drive like a woman is not worth it. So first of all, if you're gonna drive like shit, because I've made mistakes while driving and people have flipped me off, and I'm just kind of like whatever, you know, like I'm pissed about it, but I'm not gonna like chase them down and try to kill them. So first lesson is if someone road rages at you, unless they run into your car or throw shit at you, I wouldn't do anything about it. Even if they throw like a bottle at you or something that's not gonna damage your car, I wouldn't worry too much about it. Okay, it's not worth it unless they're like physically attacking you. Second of all, if you're an old man, don't try to fight a freaking 20-year-old because it looks pathetic, and I don't know, it's kind of a bitch move, if you ask me. So anyways, so I'm getting food, and I'm just like, this dude's just like, oh, let's fight, blah, 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 and I'm just like, what kind of pussy are you? Like, you're just trying to pick, like, you're really going to try to fight some 20-year-old kid and you got flipped off? I was like, what kind of, like, how do you not have such a life that you're so pathetic that you're trying to fight me right now in a McDonald's parking lot? I was like, you're seriously the biggest bitch I've ever met in my life. You just need to grow the fuck up and go away. Like, you got flipped off. Just deal with it. You drove like shit. It happened. Like, obviously, I could grow up and not flip people off, but I'm fucking 20. He's 40. I don't have to grow up yet. I still got some time to be a retard. You know what I mean? So then he starts following us, and we're trying, you know, we don't want to go towards our house or anything like that. If you're ever being followed, you always want to stay out in the open. I'm going to go over this video, so I don't know what else is going to be in here, but you never want to go, you always want to be out in the open when there's going to be a lot of people, because you don't know if he's, like I said, I'm in a state where you can carry a concealed weapon. That's another thing. I'm used to New Jersey where you can't even have a freaking nail clipper on you without getting arrested, and they'll find that shit for no reason. So, once again, I'm in a state where you can carry a concealed weapon. So we're trying to weave in and out of highways and keep him from, you know, being behind us and stuff like that. So now we're actually driving to a dead end. So we drive to a dead end where the road ends into a field. There's not even, like, road. There's no one around anymore. So we turn around to pass him, and I just wave, and then he starts cursing at me. And I'm like, all right, he's probably done following me. I didn't do anything. Heather flips him off again. So, so now, like, he's even more pissed. So thanks to Heather, now he's following us. Now he's following us some more, and we're driving all over the place. And remember, we're kind of new to the area still, so we don't know where all the back roads go. So we're driving around, we're weaving in and out of the highway, and we're trying to get this guy off our trail without going by our apartment. So now on accident, we've taken a back road that we did not know what it was, and we're driving right towards the turn for our apartment complex. So I'm like, oh shit. So I called the cops. First of all, that's another thing you should do. I was going to originally, now this is where I say myself, I was going to call my brother because he was at work with his crew, and it was going to be 3 guys. And I was going to have him meet me somewhere, and I was just going to drive there, and the guy followed me. I was just going to jump him and beat the shit out of him. That was my original plan. And I didn't do that just because my brother's at work, and I shouldn't, that's something where I can get in trouble. I don't want to bring him into it, but I don't know. Maybe if it was New Jersey and we still worked at Stanley Stable where we didn't give a shit, maybe something like that would happen. But around here, he has a baby on his way. I can't be putting him at risk. So originally, I was just gonna have him follow me, have my brother meet me somewhere, hide in the bushes, and we would just jump and beat the shit out of him, and just teach him, stay the hell away from me. So we didn't do that. So I called the cops. I'm driving towards the apartment, and I turn left, and I turn away. He goes straight down towards our apartment complex, and he just left. He was done following us and stuff like that. He didn't chase us after that, thank God, and he just kind of backed off, and that was that. We just drove him around for a while, and I think when we were at a red light, and when he drove past, saw me on the phone, probably knew that I was on the cops because he was being a skeevy-ass old man, and yeah, so I called the cops, and he left. So I told him, hey, he just drove by. He's not following us anymore. I'll call back in a few minutes if he turns around or I see him again today. And they said, okay, and they hung up. So a few lessons. If you get flipped off, don't be such a little bitch about it. Like, if you're going to drive slow like an old-ass man, then you're going to get flipped off by young people who, still have value in their life. 2, don't flip people off because you never know if they're going to follow you. Or if you're going to do it, don't, I stuck my hand out of the window. You can flip people off and they can't really see it through your window with the glare of the day and all that shit. I, got up out of my seat, put my entire arm over the windshield and was flipping it. There's no way he did not see it. So just be careful what you do. It could get you to a fight one day. And just be careful of how you act things. If you're ever being chased by someone over road rage or some stupid shit like that, stay in the open. There's a lot of witnesses. Don't drive into a field on accident. And call the cops. Don't do anything stupid. Yeah, road rage is funny, and it kind of gets them stressed out when you get to scream at people. But if someone takes it too seriously, don't fight them. Don't go to jail for it. It's really not worth it. So here's an interesting life lesson. But I thought it was a really funny story. I just laughed. I was just laughing the entire day yesterday that it happened. I honestly wish I wouldn't have gotten in trouble, or I just would have gotten out of the car and just decked him while we were waiting for our food at the drive-in. It just would have been over like that. I mean, this dude, he obviously didn't have anything on me. He was a bigger guy. He was a little guy. He just didn't. He looked like he can't even pick up a burger without sweating. He just was, he was just done. I knew it. It's not like I was scared to fight anyone or anything like that, but you got to make the right decisions. You can't get people involved. You don't want to get people in trouble. It's not illegal to flip someone off, but it's illegal to follow someone and chase their ass over it. You know what I mean? So be careful what you do, and that was a pretty dumb mistake, but it was kind of awesome story, and I love you guys.